Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today we are looking at Predaplants. And for the first deck of Predaplants, I'm actually going to be doing a hybrid. I'm combining the archetype with DarkLords. Now, as you guys know, DarkLords are really strong, but due to the significant nerfs to Eggshell and DarkLord Contact, the deck doesn't see as much play as it once did, but it's still a really good deck. And I definitely think that Predaplant does benefit from being run alongside the DarkLord. The deck is pretty standard as far as DarkLords are concerned. You know, we have triple Nastin, triple Banishment. I'm only using one M-Dust. Normally you run multiple M-Dust when you have like a Lightsworn engine, something that's going to mill a lot. I still need this to recycle the Eggshell, but you know, it's not going to be the core piece of the deck. I'm going to use the Nastin so that I can hopefully search for Sanctified and then use some of the Nastin, drop in the Sanctified directly into the graveyard so I have the negation active. We have one DarkLord Desire and then one contact alongside with one Sanctified DarkLord. Now the deck is it did very well, but it's still, you know, in the early stages of testing. I was able to play this for a couple hours this morning when work wasn't so busy, and that's the footage that you're gonna see. However, I already have some changes in my mind. I think Sphere Kribo is a good card for this deck. You just gotta find a place. Desire is actually kind of awkward because you're kind of already have removal with Chimera Felicia, so I don't know if Desire is necessarily needed. So those are cards that I'm thinking about potentially cutting from the deck. As far as the Predaplant engine, we have triple Clam, which is going to let you summon from the field using itself and any other dark monster on your field, hand, or on your opponent's side of the field if they have a dark counter on it. I'm sorry, a Predaplant counter on it. Is that what they're called? Predator counter. So you can use your Spino to put a counter on your opponent's monster that will make their monster go down to level 1, which means you can banish it with your Felicia. Most importantly, you can use your Clam to fusion summon your Chimera Felicia using the Clam alongside your opponent's monster. So it's really good. The main way you do that combo is by using Predapractice, but believe it or not, after all my gems and all my wallet, I still only have one Predapractice. I'm at a loss of words. I don't understand. I have 3 copies of every other super rare in the box, only one Predapractice. But it works in this deck at 1 because we're using Destiny Draw. DarkLords are really good about paying life, so we can easily take those 2000 damage and then draw into whatever we need. A lot of times that's going to be my Predapractice. If I already have a Predaplant monster in my hand, because whether you have the Spino or the Clam, you can make the combo. You're gonna special summon one of them, search the other, normal summon the other, and then go for the combo, which is putting a counter on your opponent and then fusion using your opponent's monster. I'm also running one Predator Pruning. This is just if you guys know how I like to test decks, I like to put a lot of 1-ofs in the deck. Just to see how it's going to work, and then I can decide whether it's worth running at 1, whether you want to run more copies of it, or whether you don't want to run it at all. So that's why you only have the 1 pruning. It was not used very much. You can search it with Predapractice. It also works as a second refusion. It's just, you know, it's just there. It has utility, but you're not gonna see it a lot in the replays. Share the Pain. I love this card. It's really easy to have fodder on the field because of DarkLords. So we're gonna run this to take care of anything problematic, like that new spellcaster that can just negate all of your monster's effects. And Refusion, because you can bring back your Rafflesia after it hits the graveyard during standby phase. Rafflesia is gonna let you search for a Polymerization or a fusion spell card. We're searching for Refusion, and then we're just bringing her back onto the field. And then the one contract you already know. Destiny Draw, super good skill. So many times I was able to set up a turn 1 Rafflesia with either a negate, with my Sanctify. Wow, why did the volume just suddenly drop like crazy? on the game sound. Might have to turn it up a little bit. Anyway, yeah, so many times I was able to set up a turn 1 negation with Rafflesia and a Destiny draw already set up. Let me bump this up a little bit. I don't understand why it's so quiet. But here we're gonna go for some DarkLords shenanigans. Search Eggshell, draw 2. Activate Eggshell to search the Sanctified DarkLord. I didn't have anything else to summon in the graveyard because I kept the Nastin in my hand. But that's fine. You know, we have Negate, we have the Chimera Fleecia. Eggshell is going to activate to summon Nastin onto the field. That way I have double negate if needed. I can tribute my Eggshell and then negate something else once the Sanctified is in the graveyard. But because his is a quick play spell and he can just respond to my negate, there's no point in trying to negate it like it does right here. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to get my Sanctified DarkLord in the graveyard, so whenever he attempts to negate, I'm gonna have the priority, right? Because he's gonna have to negate first, and then I can negate his negate. Thanks to Destiny Draw, I can easily search for my Spino. Spino is gonna reduce this to level 1. He attempts to negate, but I'm going to negate the negate, so it becomes a level 1. Now we can banish it with Rafflesia and just go for a game. Easy. I saw a lot of people trying this deck. I already have a Witchcrafter build, and that deck is insane, man. It's a little brain dead, but it's incredibly consistent. It's really good. Might honestly be the best deck to come out of this box. I mean, we're kind of already suspecting that alongside spellbooks, but yeah, I already have a build, so that should be the video coming out you know, tomorrow or so after this one. But here we have the DarkLord mirror match. Now he's running Lightsworns with his DarkLords. I'm running Predaplants. Let's see who comes out on top. Spoiler alert, since you were seeing it, I probably won. So really decent turn 1. He's gonna contact Amdusk is going to summon a Ukobak. Ukobak send the Sanctified to the graveyard, and then because he has a level 4 and level 3, he can go into Psyframe Lord Zeta. So this is already messing with my special summons. So we're gonna search for Sanctified. I want to put this in the graveyard as soon as possible so that I can negate. And I really needed to top deck a Predaplant, which we did. Now that we have Preda Practice, we can go for our spicy combo. Spino activates. I should have summoned my Eggshell first. He could have negated this, but he probably didn't think it was very threatening, so he didn't. Now I'm going to activate Contact so that when he attempts to negate, once again I just negate his negate. Now we normal summon the Clam. He attempts to negate. We're gonna negate his negate, and then we can use his Psyframe Lord Zeta to summon our Rafflesia, banish the Amdusk. And that wasn't game because I had to special summon my my Spino in defense position so he wouldn't Zeta it out of the field. But we were in such a good spot that he just scooped it up. Next up, we have, I believe this was another Witchcraft. Like I said, a lot of people are testing out the deck. But the one thing you will see from all these people is that it is very easy, it is very consistent to get out your big girl turn 1. Luckily we have a decent matchup since with our Sanctified we can respond to that, you know, to their negate and negate them first. Alright, it's gonna send Collaboration and then add them both at the end phase. Yeah, this deck, I think it took me 2 duels to pick up how to play Witchcrafters, and then I went on a 10-game win streak. No cap, the deck is that good, and like I said, you guys will be seeing that hopefully tomorrow. I will be streaming a different Predaplant build tonight in my free-to-play account since I was able to get 3 spells on that one. So definitely check me out on twitch.tv/MarioZRG if you don't want to miss that. But yeah, we're gonna set up an Eggshell with a negate. We played the mind game and set a banishment because I know this deck is gonna run Cyclones, is gonna run stuff like that since they have to run spells anyway. So I'm going to search for Nastin, that way I can discard and negate the monster, And that also puts me on my Destiny draw threshold. So we're gonna get our Predapractus. Summon Clam, search for Spino. Spino activates. He attempts to negate. Oh, I'm sorry. This guy didn't even attempt because he knew. He knew I was gonna fuse using his monster. If he tried to negate, I was just gonna negate, and you know that was game. So no time wasted. What do we have? This was Shiranui, I believe. And I think I misplay. If this is the game, I make a kind of a silly misplay. This might be it. So we're gonna use Banishment to search for contact because we already have Eggshell and a fodder. Alright, contact, summon Eggshell, Eggshell summon Nastin, Nastin search for Sanctified. You know, your regular old DarkLord plays. But now we don't have to end the turn after that. We can just set the clamp. Now I want you to see this big brain play. I search the Sanctified and then immediately set my Banishment. And then I went about my play. So I'm making my opponent believe that I set the Banishment. I set the Sanctified. And then I'm gonna hang on before I end my turn and be like, you know what, let me just set a second card. Shiranui Squire, we're gonna attempt to negate. He has Forbidden Lance. So, oh boy, we're in trouble. Level Augmentation. Now, he doesn't have a level 4, so he can't go into Sun Saga. But he's gonna go into Shogun Saga at 4,500. Okay, he attacks. My Rafflesia is negated because I had to negate it with the Sanctified to gain that fat life. But look at this. Destiny draw, Rafflesia add. I have everything I need. Banishment, search, another contact. Alright, we're gonna activate Predapractus. Summon the Clam, search for Spino. Normal summon Spino, put a counter on that Shogun Saga. Use my Clam to fuse using his own Shogun Saga. Activate DarkLord contact. If I wanted to, I could have refused into the Chimera Fleecia that was in the grave. But obviously it's a little bit safer to just put a Eggshell on the board. Plus we have the OTK right there anyway. Nice and easy. And then last but not least, we have a... Oh god, what was this? Nani? I don't remember. These duels were like in the morning, so it's been a while since they happened. Okay, 30 card Element Saver. So we're gonna have to play around the alleged Destiny draw. I'm gonna activate Eggshell, draw 2. Contact, summon Eggshell. We get him to use a Floodgate, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and search with the Eggshell. And then I have a Share the Pain, so I don't even want to deal with this Molehu. I don't know if he has something or not, but we're gonna activate Share the Pain, get him in the graveyard. Now he can search. I don't know why he activated the Fusion Reserve right away, but he has his Alistair now. Activate Predapractus, add a Predapruning, and we're going to fuse using our Nastin. Really important that I kept my Amdusk in the hand because do I have Destiny draw active? I don't think I have it yet. But anyway, the plan is to, you know, just get my contact back from the grave using the Amdusk. So he can't go fire. Even if he did, we would have negated the Alistair boost basically because we decrease his attack by 1,000. So the Alistair boost doesn't count. And then or Rafflesia, it's 3,700. So I'm sorry, 3,500. So he's just gonna go for Cositus, which is fine. We're not worried about Cositus. Alright, we pick up a Banishment. We're gonna get the Sanctified DarkLord so that we can have that in the graveyard and then we can easily negate the Cositus. Now that Cositus is negated, now that Cositus is negated, we're gonna be able to banish it using Chimera Fleecia, but I don't want to give him Destiny draw, so we're just gonna chill. He summons Invoker. He needed a fire in the hand. He has nothing, no Element Saber in the graveyard, so I wasn't too worried here. Goes for Kaliga, which is not even remotely a threat. We can just banish it with Rafflesia and then that's it. plus at this point we have our destiny draw. I don't really need to draw into anything. I just wanted to search for my Sanctify. Yeah, we're just gonna grab another contact. Banish. Now that I have 3 attacks, let's push for game in case there's a Kribo. You know, he's still dead. Normally you don't see Element Saber decks running Kite Droid, so I wasn't worried about him taking damage and then negating the other 2 attacks. But yeah, this deck is super fun, man. I'm so happy that I was able to use DarkLords again. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I think DarkLords is super fun. Not necessarily the pure build, but the fact that you could make so many hybrids with DarkLords and, you know, give other decks a chance to be competitive, I really loved about it. And then, you know, they went and just completely axed Eggshell unnecessarily. Konami, free Eggshell please. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Expect more Predaplant builds. We're gonna hit Witchcrafts like I said, and check out the stream tonight if you are able to. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And until next time.